Good evening, my name is CHSAmber Lipman and you are watching CHS at 11. My favorite travel experience in general, I would have to say, is the solo experience. Getting to stay in a hostel by yourself for the first time, traveling by train, by plane. If I have to choose a specific location to travel to, though, it would be the Isle of Man, where I did some archaeological excavations a few years back. The excavation on the Isle of Man that I did a few years ago, it was the most like Indiana Jones quintessential archaeology experience I've ever had. So we started out in Ireland actually. We did about 2 weeks of graveyard recording there with the University of Liverpool. We then took what looked like a really dodgy little airplane, literally 13 seats, black and white movie, maybe like a 20-30 minute trip over from Ireland to the Isle of Man. Very bumpy landing. But it was a beautiful ride, of course. So we landed in this little tiny airplane, and then we spent the next month living in a tent on a football field on the Isle of Man while working on our excavations. So the excavation itself was a World War I internment camp. Really, really interesting. It was the first time I'd ever gone out digging before, so it was brand new experiences all around. And we found a lot of cool stuff. It was a bit dry at first, I would say, 'cause it's a lot of pipes coming up in this big old bit of farm. But towards the end, we found what's called a midden, or just a rubbish patch, really, just full of World War I goods. We had really old leather boots, really well preserved glass bottles. It was just a very interesting experience all around. And we were featured on the BBC. So if you go back far enough, you will see the University of Liverpool excavations on the Isle of Man. It was very interesting. I would love to travel to a place that doesn't necessarily speak English as their first language. I've been all around Ireland and the UK, which is quite easy because everyone speaks English here, but I think it would be really great to have the chance to go to a country where there's a new challenge in not being able to communicate as easily with other people. I think France and Germany, though, especially speak to me. They sound like beautiful countries. I think a CHS travel experience is all about the variety. Of course, getting to go to a new place, getting to meet some new people, and experience some new languages. But I think the food definitely is the top part of that. Some variety in food. I have been on many road trips. I was raised in America, so of course I'm very familiar with the Great American Road Trip. So the Great American Road Trip, there's so many opportunities to be had there. I mean, 50 states, it's a very, very big country. I grew up in Chicago, which is technically in the Midwest, but it's neither really mid nor west. But there's plenty of space to go. I've been about south and west of Chicago, which covers most of the 50 states, I would say. My favorite road trip, though, would have to be going from Chicago to New Mexico. I have a lot of family in New Mexico, and there's just so much terrain in between. So coming from the kind of gray, very, very flat areas of Illinois, lots and lots of cornfields, you will never get tired of cornfields, really. They are actually quite beautiful. So going from cornfields to these big deserts, huge lush mountains, lots of greenery and lots of sand, so it's just a bit of everything, and it's just a beautiful experience. And if you're driving straight through it, there's a lot of hours that you're going to clock in the car, but that also means beautiful sunsets and beautiful sunrises. So the Great American Road Trip, I would highly recommend. New Mexico as well, very beautiful. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, a town called Plainfield, Illinois. Chicago is known for its food. It has great food. Hot dogs and pizza are particular favorites in the area. Great pizza place, Lou Malnati's, definitely recommend. Also, recently award-winning is Portillo's, which started out as a small hot dog stand and is now a major chain restaurant. The Portillo's is one of those places where you go for the food, you stay for the vibe, and you come back again because the food is just that good. So it's known for its hot dogs. Also, it's got salads, muffins, any kind of really delicious food, and it's just such a lovely like 1930s, 1940s jazz vibe. It's really well decked out, so definitely recommend if you're ever in the Chicago area. Portillo's is a must.